Well, good afternoon, everybody, and hope you've had a fantastic week. It's the end of week 10 of the school part of our lockdown. And as you can see, this afternoon I'm coming to you from one of our technology workshops, and in the background you can just about see one of the pieces of equipment that we bought, our laser cutter for making our visors for our PPE project. So I thought it was quite a pertinent place to speak to you from during our lockdown. Hope you've had a really good week. And just wanted to speak to you this afternoon about some things that are coming up, like Feast Day and how we're going to manage that, because we'll be really missing our Feast Day and our Sports Day, which would be happening normally at the end of next week. Thank you very much for sending in all your passion projects still and all your ideas of all the activities that you've been getting up to your heads of year. And all of the year groups are really doing brilliantly. Some amazing baking challenges coming through from year 8. Preparing for a theme of promoting 5 acts of kindness, which is really fantastic for the year 8s, which is a promotion by Miss Foster, so well done to you. Year 9 saw some amazing GCSE artwork in your bulletin this week from Mr. Hartley, which looked really fantastic. That's your GCSE artwork that you've started since half term. Year 10, we saw some of our Year 10 students in school today, this week, with about a quarter of the year group coming in each day, Monday to Thursday, doing some of their core subjects, which was just brilliant. It was so nice to see you. So I hope you had a really good day. Wonderful to have some more students in school, and lots of the teachers in school as well, doing some face-to-face teaching rather than remote learning at the moment, which is really brilliant. It was wonderful to spend a bit of time with Year 11 in a virtual way on our team's final assembly, which Mr. Blount hosted. Did a really good job there, and lovely to kind of see some of the Year 11 noises that were coming through on our team's meeting. Hope you enjoyed that final assembly, and we really look forward to seeing many of you on our sixth form induction day next week, which we're doing a virtual induction day. Many of you are going to come along to that because lots and lots of you are coming here next year, so we're really looking forward to seeing you there. Year 12 been working towards their assessments next week, and good luck for those. Hope you're prepared, hope you're revising, and there'll be some news at the beginning of next week for you about lessons that you will have in school for the remaining 3 weeks of term. So you are going to get some face-to-face teaching as well. Year 7, 8 and 9, as I've said to your parents in my weekly letter, you've got to hang in there. You're doing a brilliant job working from home. Make sure you're engaging with each other. Just before half term, I said to you my theme of that time was about connections, and it's going to be more important than ever for these last 4 weeks of term for you to keep those connections with each other, with school, with your heads of year, with your teachers, with your tutors, and having a chat, having your own Zoom meetings, using social media to keep those connections going all the way through to the end of term. And we'll make sure that the work is in place and as high quality as we can possibly do from a remote perspective, so that you have a really fine end to the term. For Feast Day and Sports Day next week, we obviously can't do a Sports Day, but we can do a virtual Feast Day, and there's going to be some news coming out more about that beginning of next week. But Kevin and your heads of year have been communicating what's going on, so if you've got any contributions about photos of acts of kindness that you could send to Kevin that we can include, then please do those, and we'll all enjoy a kind of virtual Feast Day this time next week on the Friday. I talked to you a little bit last week about the ongoing issues and really requirement for us to all be informed about the protests and the Black Lives Matter movement. In the email that I sent you with the link for this video, I also sent you a link to a really good resource I found. You might remember that I said to you the best thing that you can do if you're not sure how to respond to what's been going on in the news and overseas and in this country and the protests, the best thing you can do is educate yourself. So I've sent you a link to a really good little document which explains some of the key terms, explains where you can find some reading, explains where you can watch some really good documentaries on the TV, Netflix and so on, and they're really fantastic. A really good little document, so do have a look at that. You need to be educated about these things, and that's a really great way to do that. Just a little bit of a word about what might happen in September. At the moment, we have no way of knowing what our school is going to look like in September. I know many of you have been asking your heads of year and your teachers, will we all come back to school in September? At the moment, I'm afraid to say I can't give you a definitive yes or no. I really hope that we will all be back in school together. I really hope that it will be for all of the time. I kind of think that it will be some kind of blended learning where you are attending for some of the time, but you might be doing some remote learning for some of the time too. But as soon as we know what that looks like, we will tell you, and we will make a plan that will ensure that you'll make the very, very best start to your next year at St. Peter's. It is absolutely our intention that you will start really, really well. So please rest assured that as soon as we know any news, we'll communicate that to you, and we will communicate what our plan is as well to make sure you have the very best start, whether you are going into year 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 or 13. We all want you to have the very, very best deal, and we're obviously going to be welcoming some brand new students into year 7 who have no idea and will not be having the normal induction day, which all of you who are already at the school enjoyed when you were in year 6, just as you were about to go into year 7. So we need to keep them in our prayers as well, to make sure that they have the very best start to their time, because they will be really, really nervous about starting because they won't have been in the school at all. So that's what I wanted to say to you this afternoon. Keep those connections up, keep yourself educated, keep your passion projects going, and make sure you keep in touch with us. And we've got a few weeks to go, and we've really got to dig in, all of us, staff and students, but I know you can do it. I've got 100% faith in each and every one of you. You are doing a fantastic job, and I'm immensely proud of everything that you are doing. So have a really, really good weekend. Enjoy yourself, have a bit of a relax, and then we'll get back to it on Monday. So have a good weekend. God bless, take care, and keep being Christ to all. Many thanks, bye.